Hello there, you absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous humans. How are we all doing today? I apologise that it took me a hot minute to upload again. Either way, I am back. I haven't forgot about you because you're amazing and I'll never forget about you because I love you all. Apologies, I'm a little bit unhinged today. We are probably going to have Link here for most of the video because I had the audacity to go to the dentist this morning and he's not happy about that. So I have made some improvement, at least to the graininess of my camera. We're not going to pay attention to the fact that there's actually a lot of noise going on, but you know, Zach seems to believe that this camera is 4K. I would beg to differ, but either way, it's fine. We'll live with it. You're not going to have to look at my face too much today anyway, because today we're going to Reddit. Because I found over the weekend a really fun new Reddit for me. I don't know if any of you guys have heard of this one, but we are going to r/what do I do. It's very similar to sort of like the am I the arsehole type sort of Reddits, except it's, you know, completely about asking if someone was in the wrong here, so it's a little bit less controversial. Right, so r/what do I do? New wealthy neighbour throwing party. Okay. I might not be the best one for this because I have no friends, so I don't have parties to go to. Either way, you're gonna get my opinion anyway, despite the fact that nobody actually asked for it. I live in a decently prestigious neighbourhood. Some of the houses here are very expensive. A new neighbour just moved in down the street a few months ago, and recently we received an invite to a party they are having. Seems like they want everyone to come over and get to know the neighbours. I'm not sure what these people do, except who they are really, etc. Should my wife and I attend, or just wait to hear about the stories from ones who didn't attend? Okay, yes. So this is me. I would ask Reddit about this. This is the funniest comment ever. You're asking Reddit if you should attend meet the neighbours party. Jesus Christ, society needs to crumble. Yeah. Okay. What? That is a very bizarre one to ask Reddit for. I personally would probably say just go. Well, the introvert in me is saying fuck it, stay home, but that's kind of not a normal thing for people to do, so I would say go. Honestly, you will probably find that, you know, you enjoy it, and if you don't, you literally around the corner from your own house. It's, you know, it's not like you're a million miles away. It's not like you need to get an Uber home. You know, you can just toddle on back home if you're not enjoying yourself. You know, that's pretty much all I can say on that. Even for Reddit, this is painful to see. A grown adult male asking the internet if his wife and him should attend a party. What the actual fuck? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, this is an interesting one. My friend is going to get herself killed. What can I even do at this point? So before we go through the messages, we'll read what they've said. But I don't really like what I can already see in the text messages. Okay. A brief story on her. She has been on to I think they mean to say one. She's been one to hang out with really shady people, not being able to see who they blatantly are. She makes excuses for everyone, even if they're literally evil. She ditched me and all of her real friends to hang out with stupid people because she wants to party every day, even when they all end up screwing her over. She never realised who her real friends were. Because she trusts everyone, she gets mixed up with people who promised her things like older men and scammers. She meets through these people, through her dumbass friends, and she just trusts everyone. Then I get these messages. You can tell she has a bad feeling in the messages, and I know that she messaged me because she wanted to know what I think. She always messages me when she doesn't know what to do, but she just wants it to be true so bad. She keeps making excuses, trying to validate it, and rambling on about how she knows what she's doing. I'm exhausted dealing with her. I cut her out a long time ago, but she's going to end up in a very bad place. I'd feel guilty if I ignored it. I mean, given that I've already seen the first text message, I would feel bad about that as well. So the friend says to OP, I never thought I'd be the type to do this. I think I'm going to indulge in what? No privacy right now. Privacy would be needed. I'm getting offered free trips around the whole world and businesses in my name. I don't know. That sounds like sex trafficking. From who? It's not. This Greek guy, I don't know. Let's keep reading before we jump to conclusions. Yeah, no, bro. Even if you knew him personally, that's a huge red flag. I know his address and his kid's elementary school. You don't just get shit for free. Monkey over eyes. The no see no evil emoji. Most definitely not. So he wants sex or to sell your body. It's not going to be free, and it's probably a lie to begin with. Genuinely textbook. It is. You are right there. Just like the phone scammers you ignored me about. That's why I told him I won't give any energy to him at all unless he shows what he says he means. So many people say they mean what they say, but they don't say what they mean. Christ, I feel like I'm having a stroke. Yeah, and he probably will. That's how they convince you. That makes them mean I'm fucked right now. All he has to do is convince you, and then his reward is worth way more. Someone is offering me millions. I don't want to. Okay, that's a scam. It's not. Yeah, yes, it is. And then they say use your common sense. For a single moment, he showed me everything I've known him. That's their game. They are going to give me management of a whole block of Sacramento. I don't know what to do. Yeah, that sounds realistic. A girl with no experience, who's easily manipulated and very trusting. They're going to give it to you instead of all the qualified people. They showed me all their credentials. He owns of, and he already put 5 mil into renovations. I don't know. I just want to live in a commune. He has the first $5 bill ever produced. Yes, because owning a $5 bill is the same as proving that you're a millionaire and you have all of these things. Oh, you sweet summer child. You fuck around with shady ass people, sex traffickers and con people will never seem like they are. That's how they get people. You do not have good judgment of people, and everyone knows that but you. It's important that I tell you this now, even if it hurts your feelings, but you can't see a lot of things that we can. You make excuses for people when you want things to be a certain way, even if it doesn't make sense. That is not responsibility. Seems like he thinks he has the upper hand because of that. It's super cool, he has that, but that doesn't mean he's higher than anyone by my means. Babes, you know I've already been sex trafficked. Oh, okay. The world is not free. That's true. That's not how it works. You don't just get things for free. Everything has a price. Why would this man who seems to have everything want to just give away something to a stranger for no reason? There is something he gets out of it, which is why I never understand how you can be so trusting of fuck-ass people. Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. I'm kidding, I just want to live in Vietnam. You are not listening. I cannot stop you. I can only warn you, and at least I tried. If you had anyone else in your life with any sense at all, they would tell you the same thing. I appreciate you looking out for me, but I don't think you understand. I appreciate you looking out for me, but I don't think you understand. I know I'm getting myself into. Bad things happen to you because you trust everyone. It's better than prison. Not anymore. I don't. I trust you. You do know that sex traffickers' main way to get girls is they look for people who are in vulnerable positions, who need something, and that's how they draw them in, which is correct. Even if I myself were to offer you this exact thing, I'd hope you'd know better and reject it. It is not normal. It does not make sense. I'm counting on you to not be gullible. And yet you don't seem afraid of it happening again. This is to them talking about being sex trafficked again in the past, apparently. This is textbook. Yes, it is. I didn't even know how to speak up for myself. I just got lucky. There was a surprise visit with a prostitute they had debt with. Of course I am. Sorry, bud. I sighed because of that person, and now Linkle's concerned. This is what he does. If you sigh around Link, this is what he does. He is very much an emotional support pupper. You're just hoping that it's real, so you're going to do it anyways, even though it isn't. That's something anyone can fall into regardless of anything though, even at 3 literally in your room. Vulnerable people who put themselves in situations with these people. I'm not vulnerable. You seem it. I'm sorry. I mean that in the nicest way possible. You kind of seem it. You are easy prey, you're trusting, and you're in debt, so they have something they could offer you. I just get mistaken for being crazy when in reality I'm just really passionate about those who I love. But I know to put that energy into myself more now, and I hold myself to a high degree. You can't call me easy prey. I have stories, love, lol. And then this person has linked what the meaning of a vulnerable person is, which is someone who's in poverty, homeless, a migrant status, familial instability, mental health challenges, disability, substance use, lack of education, social minority, isolation, and history of abuse. You have these stories because you are easy prey. You put yourself in these situations. They happen to you because of the choices that you made instead of being safe. I literally rested my case. If you have stories, it is because of this exactly. None of us people who are safe and responsible and make good choices have stories like that. You know better, but you're frustrating me because I know you won't ever listen, so I won't try anymore. Go ahead, ignore your gut feelings and see where you end up. Let's look at the facts. A man shows up and tells you you're going to make you a millionaire, you're going to own Sacramento and travel the world for free. That makes total sense, right? That's called exploitation. Maybe a lot of my stories was something I was pretty disposed to, not all of them, but some of them. Most definitely you can blame that everything on me. I'm not playing victim, I'm just telling you I know how to move. It took a while, but I know. When it comes down to it, it's all about the people you hang out with. Just think about it. Would any of it happen if you didn't know him or her or whatever? There's so many things that you don't know about me. You didn't even take the time to try to know. It doesn't matter, it doesn't matter what you know. Put yourself at risk like this. You don't put yourself at risk like this. It's just dumb. Oh yeah, it's my fault, right? I didn't even take the time to try and know you. Didn't try to take the time to know you. That's why this is all happening. That's why only reason why it's a bad idea, not because of me, not because he's a con artist, because of me. I never took the time. I think you're blind as fuck. Fuck, you do what you want. I didn't take the time is the most ridiculous thing you've ever fucking said, and I cannot believe you said that to me right now. I'm fucking done. Well, shit. Yeah, this person's gonna get trafficked. Literally everything their friend has just said to them is 100% correct. No one will ever just give you the world for nothing. I dated an old guy when I was younger. That kind of put me into some situations. Luckily, I didn't get too hurt from him tying me down, other than, being in a nasty car accident because of him. But other than that, I managed to get away pretty well. I can't even really say unscathed, because I feel like that's kind of led to a lot of problems in my adulthood. But either way, this is just my way of telling you that I've been there. Do not fuck about with people like this, because they will just try to fuck you over. It's just as simple as that, really. I quit smoking weed and my boyfriend is mad about it with an update. Okay. For anyone wondering what happened, tried to talk to him about it this morning and he shut down immediately. I asked him to please explain how it feels to him, and he said, I don't even care, whatever you want, and he walked away from me. Today's my son's 13th birthday and my boyfriend has been silent and absent the whole day. He's still smoking weed as much as he always was. He was always speaking to his mum on the phone. Like nothing was going on. He's still pretty chatty and messaging his friends. I've just brought it up again by reassuring him nothing is going to change between us. I'm not leaving. I also said I don't think any less of him because he still smokes, and he rolled his eyes and said nothing. I haven't smoked a joint and now I'm 7 days clean/sober. Now, this one's a little bit of a tough one, because it's not really a tough one, it's just kind of a, well, no, it kind of is, but basically it seems just from this small snippet of what you've said here, it feels like your boyfriend is the sort of person who thinks that being a stoner is their entire personality, and they feel like they just wouldn't have a connection with you from that. That's just what I'm getting from his reaction from it. Were you the one paying for all the weed? Because it does feel like he has a problem with it, and the only thing that I can think of is if it is going to affect your relationship in the way of he's not going to get free weed anymore. That's the only thing I can kind of understand about this. That's the only thing that makes any sense with how he's reacted. Good for you for deciding you needed to change something in your life. Like, I get it. It's friggin', especially when it's kind of like it's something you've been doing for so long. It's like, it's a hard thing. I don't smoke it. I have like oil, and it is something that I use to help with my pain. It's something that I get medically prescribed for me. It's something that I need to find medically necessary so that I can come off of opioids. So, if it's not doing good for you, then, there's no point whatsoever. Let's read the edit For anyone wondering what happened when I tried to talk to my boyfriend, I posted late on the 6th of February about how I've quit smoking cold turkey, and my boyfriend is mad I haven't just cut down. If you haven't seen it, it would be best to go on my profile and find it. For God's sake. Either way, so for context, I'm 30 and have been smoking weed for every day since I was 15, so that's half of your life. I have 2 children from a previous relationship. I've been with my partner 5 years, and he has BPD and also smokes weed. Now, as someone who I have EUPD, which is emotionally unstable personality disorder. Pretty much the same thing, just different name. But yeah, it's freaking roller coaster, especially when you take weed. Can you tell I'm not a drug user? I told him as soon as I told 30 I'd be quitting. I turned 30 last year, so now I'm 5 days clean and I'm pretty proud of myself. I've no cravings. I'm getting up earlier and doing more. My boyfriend is not supportive. He's barely speaking to me after an argument we had 2 days ago because he thinks I should cut down. I've told him no. Me and the kids deserve sober me. Today he said if I change so drastically I'd be manic. So I said I don't have mental health issues, so it's okay. And he replied, I disagree and you're changing too much. I don't understand why me quitting weed and getting up earlier is hurting him. Why does he feel like I'm doing this against him? I'm finding the whole thing odd. I mean, we're now spending less money and weed lasts longer. I don't care. I don't get why it's such an issue. Edit, I've told him to cut down, nothing. I've told him a lot. I'm not bothered that he's still smoking. Edit, sorry, BPD. Yeah, borderline personality. So I still kind of go with what I said with this first bit where she was talking about, him being an arse over it. I have a feeling that there's got to be a reason, and the reason probably is that potentially she's the one providing the weed and providing him his habit. I don't know though, I can't find anything. But yeah, it turns out drinking was the cornerstone of their relationship. So it feels like this guy is just either he made weed his entire personality, or he basically just wants to bum her weed off her all the time, or he just realizes that he's going to be not interesting at all without weed to her. If you disagree with me, let me know, because I am not like a big drug user, but I just found this one quite interesting. So this one's called Please Help. I'm in this book club, and recently a girl passed away from cancer. I am still grieving it, but my mum keeps making jokes about her. Great. The problem is that she is not in any way associated with this book club. I've tried telling her to stop, but she ignores me. My family doesn't seem to be helping me at all. She also keeps comparing her to my dead hamster, which I had when I was 5, who died of cancer. An example on one of the jokes is someone didn't want to finish the chapter. No, I'm just joking. Hope she rests in peace. Just like character from a book. Please help me. What do I do? This could actually be just how this person's mum deals with death. Even if it's not someone that you know, a lot of people just don't deal well with death. Even just the discussion of it. It sucks that mum's doing that, especially because the mum didn't know this girl, so for her daughter to just be like, can you not? And then for her to carry on is kind of like, it's a bit shit, even if it is a case of death makes her uncomfortable. Like, death makes everybody uncomfortable, especially when it's something as traumatic as cancer. It sucks. I've been there. Obviously I haven't had my mum laugh at it because my mum's a former nurse, so she's quite understanding about things and she wouldn't joke like that. It's just not how she is. But yeah, it's the only thing that I could personally suggest for this would be just don't respond when your mum talks about them. If it feels like it's building up and it's getting too much, obviously you're gonna struggle. But if you're not paying attention to your mum making the jokes, she might stop because she's not getting a reaction. So if you avoid reacting, she probably might leave it alone. But yeah, I'm sorry for your loss. It like I say, it could just be the way that your mum deals with death. The only thing that I find a real suggestion to be would be to ignore it point blank. Anytime your mum brings anything like this up, just point blank ignore it. It's not ideal, but hopefully if she stops seeing a reaction from you, she'll just stop. Okay, this one is kind of in the same vein as the first one. They haven't really put anything about it. It's just literally someone put this here, all the urinals have one, and it's a USB stick. Now, if you ever find a USB stick and think, I know, I'm going to be a good person, try and find out who this USB stick belongs to so I can return it to them. Do not, for the love of God, ever, don't ever put it in your computer unless you like spending a lot of money on unbricking it or buying a new one. That's all I can really say to that one. Just don't do anything. Eat it into a volcano. Okay, so we're gonna do one more. So this one is called, do I tell my wife or let her stay happy for another week? Okay, interesting. My mum suffered a stroke while on vacation earlier this week, and while she's at a great hospital in the southern US right now, the prognosis is saying she has a 90% chance to pass away. Shit. Before this happened, my wife flew to Europe to visit her sister for a week, plus shoulder weekends? No idea what that means, but sure. While she knows that my mum had a stroke, this deathbed talk is new. The immediate family, flying, and myself is flying down tomorrow with the worst on our minds. I don't know if my wife would be able to make it to Miami even if she knew, and I'm not sure if I should tell her or leave her in blissful ignorance until she comes home in a week and a day. If she asks, capably lie and say that my mum is still hospitalised. What do? Do I tell my wife things went bad with my mum and really quickly ruin her time with her sister? Probably the last she's going to get in a while, since my wife is 3 months pregnant. Or do I keep silent, knowing that I'll either be lying by omission or actively lying with how quick the developments are? Flying back is not likely to be possible, and the pregnancy is the other thing. My family doesn't know yet. We are planning to tell everyone after my wife got back from Europe. At this point, it's something not really something I can or want to do. It's not something I can or want to bring up. To wait longer would look like my wife and I are turning away from my family, I fear. Would it be a good way to break tension, to find a way to bring it up with my wife, that while my mother is lucid enough to understand that, or would that be seen as extremely selfish thing to do? What do I do? Before we get to the update, this is insanely sad. I've got experience with strokes. My granddad, I do the quotation marks because I also refer to him as my dad, because this is my mum's dad, or was my mum's dad. He had a stroke, I think it was before I was born, but luckily I still got 17 years with him after that. He did still die quite young. However, he had been a smoker since he was a child, so he ended up with lung cancer that metastasized to his brain. That was a tough thing for me to deal with, because to me it was the same as losing a parent. And then my dad's dad basically had a stroke just before the beginning of the pandemic, and I was the one that found him. It wasn't a bad stroke, it was very minor, but I'd gone over to see him just completely randomly because I was nearby. He struggled to stand up and just seemed really off, so he wouldn't really listen to me about going to a doctor because he just hates doing stuff like that. And then I texted my auntie and said, look, something's up with him, he just does not seem right. I need you to go check on him, because otherwise I'm going to panic about it all day. So she did, and then not long after she told me that she was getting an ambulance because she thinks he's had a stroke. So yeah, it was a little bit traumatic one, just because obviously I found him like that, and there is still part of me that thinks about the fact that if I hadn't have found it when I did, it could have been worse. So strokes are something I sort of struggle with a little bit. I think the only thing that this person can do really is to talk to his wife, but let's get into the update. As much as I personally would prefer otherwise, I've decided to tell my wife immediately. When she wakes up, she would want to know, as many of you pointed out. I won't keep it vague, but I'll also truthfully tell her that all the info I'm getting is at least 2 frantic people. I'll tell her that all the info I'm getting is at least 2 frantic people from the source. I'll bring a laptop for a video call. As for the pregnancy part, if I get a moment alone with my mum, I'll tell her and she'll, oh shit, so I did not realise that he's not, oh fuck. So he's obviously never told his mum that she was pregnant yet, which makes sense because she's only 3 months. Shit. Fuck, that's really sad. I genuinely really hope that your mum is the 10%, really, because that is going to eat away at you knowing that your mum never got to meet a grandkid. Like, that is awful. I'm so sorry, OP. I genuinely do hope that your mum ends up being the 10% that pulls through. If she does, it's not going to be an easy one to deal with, because it took about 3, well, even to this day, my granddad just does not leave his house because of the stroke and the fact that he's in his 90s almost. So getting to have at least a video call with your wife before will at least help. And shit, is all I can say is I hope that it isn't that she doesn't end up with being the 90% of the prognosis that she was given. But yeah, I am glad that he did tell his wife, because that would really, really up her in, the future, especially once you have your kid. That's going to be really painful. And on that note, I'm going to call it there before I get too emotional, because I'm thinking now about my dad. But yeah, I have got quite a few other posts that I've saved, but I have limited time today. But yeah, if you want me to come and have a deep dive into either some more posts from here or even just any other Reddit pages that you fancy me having a look at, let me know, because, well, over on this channel we don't really know what we're doing anymore. This is just basically my weekly updates to you guys about what my special interests are. But yeah, I hope you all enjoy. If you've got any other subreddits or just any other topics in general for me to look into, let me know. Feel free to check out my other social medias, because I post on TikTok and Instagram every single day. Okay. Why did getting a white dog as a goth make sense? Hopefully the next episode we do, I'm going to look at doing the second part of the Goth Pop the Balloon, maybe, if people are interested. But either way, let me know, because I am an indecisive biatch. Yeah, hope you all have a lovely day, night, whatever time it is in the world for you. And yeah, bye.